Hey, welcome to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Letitia Ringe, and this is the space to be for high vibe people looking to create a beautiful life and business. Let's do this. Welcome back to the podcast, my beautiful friends. I am Letitia Ringe, your host, and I am so excited to be here with you all today. So I know that last week I did not air a podcast episode, and I want to talk about why, because it is an important topic for us all to discuss. The reason that I did not have a podcast episode out was because I needed time to rest. And I want to talk about this topic today with you all because resting is something that so many of us are feeling called to do right now, and our minds are having a lot of resistance to that. So I wanted to do a special episode that talks about this topic, and that also talks about a topic that my inner voice wants to talk to you all about today. And that is the topic of love. My inner voice tells me all we need is love, and it wants me to explain why in today's episode. So I'm very excited to dive on into this. But first, let's talk about rest. So, as most of you know who have been following me for some time, I am also a teacher of feminine energy. The reason I became a teacher of that was because I had to learn to overcome my own barriers to feminine energy in order to embrace it, right? And this is what led me to launching my very first program, my online course that I ever ran, which was Embrace Your Feminine Essence. That's where I infused everything I had learned along my journey of letting go of all of that masculine control, mind-led way of doing and being in the world, and where I learned to really value things like resting and relaxing, where I learned how to open up, how to allow, how to receive, how to trust and surrender. And I learned how necessary and vital all of this is to creativity when it comes to creating anything in your life, especially a business. So despite my own journey with this and my own knowing of how important feminine energy is, and therefore how important rest and relaxation is, over the last month, my mind has been giving me a lot of drama about resting and relaxing. And the reason for that, my mind tells me, is that right now we're going through a world situation, and I had all of these big plans to step up and create all these things and lead. And then next minute I know my energy is so low, and what I actually need is simply to rest. And so although, of course, yes, I have been serving my community and my clients, and I've put some beautiful things out like our 4-part mindset series, and I held some trainings all about how to show up during this time. Despite all of that, my mind wanted to negate everything I had done and tell me, as it loves to tell us all, that I need to do more. It's not enough. I need to keep going. I need to execute the entire plan of what I had paved out ahead of me. And unless I do that, I'm not entitled to rest. Now, hands up anyone whose mind has ever fed that story to them. I know that almost all of you will have heard the same story. And so knowing that my body is the most important thing ever to me, and that is how my inner voice speaks to me, it's where all of the wisdom really is, I know that I need to honor that and sit in the discomfort of my mind being in direct conflict with what my body is asking of me. So over the last few weeks, I have sat in this really interesting space where I have felt like I really need to rest and relax, and no matter how much rest and relaxation I was giving myself, I still needed more. And so what happened is that I kept pushing the edges of what my mind would allow or deem acceptable when it comes to rest and relaxation. So it's literally been weeks now. And of course, I have still been doing things in the background. I've been serving my clients and I've still been doing things, but it hasn't been to the level that my mind wanted me to be at. And so each day that it's another day that I was resting and relaxing, my mind was really flipping out. And so I have been experiencing a lot of inner challenge and drama because of this. And it's been fascinating to observe for me, to observe how scared my mind is that I will basically disappear, or actually the mind will disappear into non-existence the more I lean the other way and lean into that rest and relaxation. So I just wanted to share this story for you all today because this is a beautiful analogy for everything else in life. We have this knowing about, and it's usually something super simple, like you just need to relax, or like you just need to wait, patience, trust, receive. And we hear these things and we know these things intellectually. We know that they make sense. We know that it's what we need to do. It's what we hear from our intuition, our inner voice, our inner wisdom. And yet the entire time we have got this mind that is super chatty in the background telling you you're wrong and also proving that you're wrong. It's collecting so much evidence to support its case. And so you are here witnessing it all and just really wishing that you could just do things right and not be told off by that mind anymore. This is what's happening to all of us all of the time. And it's totally okay. And when we're doing something that's a little bit edgy, this is when that conflict becomes more intense. And we have a choice during those periods. We can continue to Peter to our mind's requests and go back into our little box and just not ever know what would have happened had we actually followed that wisdom we were getting from our inner voice. Or we can choose to do the thing that is super edgy and it is taking a leap, and that is following our inner voice. Now, it's so fascinating because with my particular situation, I have been doing a lot of card reads for myself, using oracle cards, that sort of thing. And I keep pulling the card leap. Take a leap, the universe will catch you. And in the past, how I have interpreted that card, usually there's been a project that I wanted to launch, something new I wanted to create, and I've pulled that card and I've taken it as a really big green light to go ahead. But in this case, I have many projects that I've got on hold at the moment that I had planned to roll out this year for all of you and that I've been really excited to do. However, this card now means something very different to me. The message that I'm taking away from it is to do the opposite of that. And it's so funny how we go through these different seasons and phases in our life. The message that I'm getting is to do nothing, to leap into the unknown by literally doing nothing, not moving forward on anything until I have that big inner knowing, that big inner green light that, hey, now it's time. This is the next inspired step. Now, when you're in this phase of waiting, it's really frustrating. It's super, super frustrating to your mind because our mind determines how worthy we are based on what it sees us doing, and especially as it sees us meeting expectations of others, right? So seeking validation from other people. So when we create things and we share them with the world in our businesses, we think, well, at least I did something. At least I created something. At least I've got something out there. But if it's not aligned, we may as well have put that out, right? Doesn't matter if you have, it's totally fine. Like, we're all always learning, but that effort and energy that you will have used to get that out there is not going to conserve your energy for when the next true inspired hit takes place. Anyway, this is all a bit of a big, long diatribe that I didn't plan on talking about. Needless to say, I just wanted to share with you that if you are in this same position at the moment, or you have been, the biggest tip that I can offer you all is to have compassion for your mind as you go through this drama. So I have been vocal about sharing about my experience, about how difficult it's been for me to rest, about how much responsibility I have felt to hold the hands of everybody in my community and really show up and step up as a leader in a way that my mind thinks is the best thing I could do. But of course, the best way that I can be a leader is to follow my own inner guidance. And as my inner voice keeps telling me, to serve myself first. Why? Because if we don't serve ourselves, if we don't look after our beautiful body and our energy and what is being asked of us, then we won't be able to sustain serving anyway. There will be an end point, and we'll want to throw it all in, and we won't want to continue doing this anymore. And my friends, when it comes to business and many other aspects of our life, this is a constant challenge that you will all be faced with. Yes, it can feel super, super tiring and challenging. When you feel that way, sometimes it's because we're stretching our comfort zone, right? And we're feeling tired, and it's not a real tired, it's a mind tired. It doesn't want to expand. But there are other times when you're just tired. Your body is tired. And actually, there are many times when our body is just tired because rest and relaxation is something that we need all the time. And so as we go through something, like if you go through any life transition, you're going to need to have bigger periods of rest and relaxation. I can tell you that personally from experience. After the last 8 months of moving about the world, I've needed way more rest and relaxation to accommodate those transitions. And I think no matter what transition it is, whether it's a physical transition or whether it's an emotional, there's going to be a period of more integration needed. So as we expand, and as we, at the beginning of 2020, set these big goals for ourselves, and we're expanding our mindset, we're expanding our energy, we're expanding what's possible, we also need to factor in that we're going to need more time for rest and relaxation and integration. Now, add on top of that the fact that we have a global situation that we've never experienced before, then we also need to expect that we're going to need more rest and relaxation too. Now, this is not saying that you can't use this time to create as you are inspired to create. Please do. Like, I am so happy that I followed my own wave of inspiration, and I created when I had that inspiration. And then when it went and it disappeared, and my mind was like, oh no, now the inspiration's gone. What are we going to do with you? I'm so glad that I was then able to allow myself to rest, knowing that I had also ridden the opposite wave when I needed to, when it was there, that wave of inspiration. So why not consider that wave of rest just the same as that wave of inspiration? In order to get to the top of the wave, we need to go to the low point of the wave. And so the low point, and I'm not saying that rest and relaxation is like a negative thing, but the low point is that beautiful rest and relaxation. It's the space you create. When we look at a wave and we look at that low point, that is creating space for the high point. And this, my friends, is exactly the lesson we learn from working and living cyclically in our businesses and in every other aspect of our life. When we work with the menstrual cycle, when we work with the moon cycle, we are working with periods of yin and yang, periods of masculine and feminine, periods of being in our masculine creative energy, which is all about the doing, and then periods of being in our feminine creative energy, which is all about the being. And that beingness, even if you are someone who feels super aligned with your feminine energy, a lot of us are not truly understanding what the power of that energy is. Hence why I created an entire program about it. I've worked with lots of people who love all these concepts of feminine energy and flow and intuition and manifesting and all of these things, but intellectually they still can't grasp what it means to allow, to trust, to surrender, and they know that, right? And the reason is because it goes against everything our mind tells us to do. It's hard. We have to be able to live in this state of knowing this is what's right for us and feeling into it, and only learning based on what we feel and feel is true within ourselves. And then also having the mind speaking and telling you it's wrong the entire time. This is normal. This is life, right? And so I just wanted to share all of this with you today because it's come through and because I want you to know that there's never any solution, right? Where you just don't have the mind voicing its resistance to everything that you're being and not doing. The mind is always going to be present, right? It's doing its job. It's telling you about all the problems it thinks that's there. But your inner knowing, this that is connected to our body and our emotions, that inner knowing comes from a deeper place. And that deeper place is a place of love and abundance. And so here we arrive, my friends, on the topic for today. All we need is love. So love is the same as abundance. It's when we look at the world and we see solutions, right? So you can notice problems, but rather than thinking that's a problem and then focusing on the problem, your inner knowing, your inner being, this ability to look at anything and find a solution, sees a problem and sees the possibilities of how we overcome those problems. So as your mind is doing its job, spotting the problems, and then you have your beautiful inner wisdom within you that is able to identify solutions, the best way to help your mind while it's not agreeing with those solutions is to show compassion. And that compassion comes from a place of love. And this is why all we need is love. We don't need the mind to disappear. We don't need to never have ego, identity, attachment, resistance, pain. It's not that we don't need these things. It's that we need these things to help us find that loving, compassionate nature within ourselves once again. So over the past couple of weeks, not only have I been resting and relaxing and doing things here and there in my business and serving my clients, but I've also been completing a inner voice certification with Jess Lively, who is the podcast host behind the Lively Show, and you will have all heard me talk about Jess a lot. I love her podcast, and it was the first podcast I ever listened to that got me into thinking about being in business and loving personal development and working with my cycle all in one. So anyway, I am now doing Jess's Inner Voice Facilitator training. And what is absolutely fascinating about this is that I've obviously spent basically weeks listening to inner voices and holding space for inner voices and having space held for me being in my inner voice. It's been so incredible. And the message, no matter who you're talking to, that comes through, all inner voices are the same. They always start and take you through a conversation about the importance of love, that all we need is love, and that the opposite, or at least the antidote to the pain and the suffering and the resistance that we experience through our minds is through this loving, accepting, compassionate part of us. So when we see any fear, when we notice the fear, when you notice the resistance, it is an invitation for you to tap into that loving part of you and have compassion for your mind and allow it to be there, to accept that it's there with all of its objections, and to use that resistance as a way to learn about those limits we've put in, the mind is putting in your way. We have to be able to be aware of the pain in order to ease it. So it's not a bad thing that as you try to rest and relax more, or as you try to do something new that puts you out of your comfort zone, that your mind is very vocal throughout it. And the way to make that objection less intense is actually just to say, hey, I hear you. Thank you for letting me know that you're scared. Thank you for letting me know your opinion about rest and relaxation. I hear you and I appreciate you. And I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to take this leap into the unknown and you're going to come with me. And I know you're going to keep telling me when you don't agree, and that's totally fine because I love you and I hear you and I accept you. See the lesson here? In every single experience that we have, in particular those experiences of conflict, we are being given an invitation to find our way back to our essence, which is love. I had an inner voice session with a woman today, and her inner voice said that the resistance of the mind is there to help us learn. It's there to help us learn. Without it, we wouldn't learn the lessons we're here to learn. We wouldn't expand in the way that we're here to expand. I did an inner voice session with another woman on the weekend, and her inner voice said exactly the same thing. When I had an inner voice session where I was being held as the client, my inner voice said exactly the same thing too. What's fascinating with this work that I'm doing at the moment is that I'm actually working with people that are complete strangers. I have no idea about them. I don't know anything about them. And I'm taking them through this process, this 2-hour session, which is like an equivalent of a psychedelic experience. It's a sacred, beautiful experience where you get to sit in your inner voice for 2 hours while I, as the practitioner, ask you all of the questions from the mind, and you get to receive all of those answers. And it's incredible for me to have observed how no matter who it is I'm speaking to, our inner voice is saying the same thing. And it never says that the mind is a problem. It just says that that's where the problems are created, but that the mind is there to actually support us and to connect us with returning back to that loving essence that we all have within us, that abundance. So my inner voice wanted me to share with you all today that all we need is love, and that you can think of love as the opposite of fear. You can think of fear as what the mind is focusing on, and that's because it's its function to see all the problems, to protect us, to keep us safe, even though it's not necessarily helping in some cases, or it's not making it as easy as we would like it to be. And then we have the other voice within us, which is our inner voice. And our inner voice comes from this state of love, and we are both the mind and the inner voice. But we are the part, the consciousness that gets to see and to tune in to which voice we're hearing from. So you don't need to sit in a 2-hour inner voice session with me to access your inner voice, and you don't need to go to a coaching session with me to get out of your mind either, or to overcome your mind. These are things that we can do on a day-to-day basis with ourselves. So my first suggestion is that you take time every single day to connect to your inner voice. The way we do that is by creating space to just sit and be. You can breathe. Breathing is very good. And you want to tune into your body, below the head, into usually it's your heart or your gut, but you might actually receive your inner voice somewhere else. It may not even not be inside your body, but there is an awareness that is outside of your mind. So you receive that guidance, you listen for it. It's a completely different thing to how we connect with our mind. Now, the more that you do that, the stronger your connection will be. I love to get out my phone and to use my voice memo app, and I just turn on the recorder and I ask questions that my mind really wants answers to, like, is it really okay for me to rest and relax? What about all of the things I need to create? What about XYZ? And then I sit and I wait. I breathe out and I listen for the answers. And then as they come through me, as I receive them, I speak them aloud and I say them into my phone. Then later I can go back and listen to all of that. Now, equally, some people are talking about we just need to connect to our inner voice and then like you're all set. I don't agree with that, because in my experience, we have these incredible connection to our inner voices and experiences where we feel super connected, but then there will always still be a mind within us. And so if we know how to intentionally direct the mind and how to manage it and how to nurture it, how to have compassion for it, how to see it for what it is, this helps us to create some separation and space from our inner wisdom. So I feel that things like coaching are always going to have a place and are always going to be really supportive in our clients' lives. No matter what sort of business or service you have, a lot of us aren't coaches, but we have a coaching element to what we do. Or we can even think about this in terms of being a parent. There'll be aspects of being a parent where coaching is going to be really supportive, right? I'm not saying you need to go out and coach your family and friends. I'm just saying that there is a place for this self-coaching or this supporting others seeing their mind too. And so you want to build up your own self-coaching of your mind so that you can create some space and separation and see the lessons that are being shown to you through your mind, and also making things a little bit easier upon yourself. So I recommend going back to episodes 93 to 96, which are the 4-part mindset series I did to learn more about the mind and how it works and how we can use it intentionally to support the reality and the world we want to live in. And I want you to know that the goal is never to not have the mind asserting its opinions. This is beautiful. This is life. This is the human experience. This is what we're here for, and we need the mind. Sometimes it does have some good points, right? And it does help us execute in life, right? So what I love to do is to use my inner voice for all of the strategy, to guide me, to lead me, and then I use my mind to help me execute those strategies. And so in order for my mind to stay aligned with the strategy that's being asked of me from my inner voice, I need to know how to intentionally direct and manage my mind along the process so that it doesn't keep stepping in my way and making it really hard for me to move forward. And so I wanted to share all of this for you today because this is what my inner voice wanted to talk about, but also because this is a very real situation that we find ourselves in all the time along our business journeys and along our life journeys. Now, for all of you in business, what you can do is whenever you have a conflict or you've got a question, please consult your inner voice first. If you don't like the voice memo example, write it down. Write your question and then wait, pause, breathe, and receive an answer and write that out on the piece of paper. Try doing that. At first, it's going to feel really weird. You're not going to get answers, but over time, you'll start to cultivate a connection. It's just like cultivating a new relationship in your life. At first, it's a bit awkward. You don't get much. It's a bit strange. And then over time, it just gets more and more and more powerful. But know that your mind will still have objections along the way, and this is why we need support. Now, I also just want to share something else that's been coming up in my inner voice sessions. It's so incredible, and everybody as well. I should also say that I'm going to be offering inner voice sessions for all of you, of course, and I'm really excited to be infusing all of this into my coaching as well, and I'm really excited about that. So what's come through in my inner voice sessions recently has been not to take things so seriously, of course, in our businesses, which I totally agree. Whenever we become serious, it means we're attached, which creates resistance, which makes things really unenjoyable, and which also blocks what we're calling in. So you want to do the opposite of what seems logical to your mind, and you want to bring in elements of play and fun and just enjoy the process as much as possible. And the best advice I can give you for that is to focus on the journey, not the destination. So many of us get into business because we want to prove something or we want to create a certain result. We want to get to an end point. And we think, once I've got to that end point, once I've proven myself, then I'm going to feel worthy. Then I'm going to feel good enough. Then I'm going to feel complete. And it's just not the case. We have to if you want to be in business, you've got to be in it for the joy of being in it, for the journey, just like everything else in life. If you're not enjoying your today, then you need to shift things so that you are enjoying today, because otherwise, even if you do create the results, which are of course still entirely possible, you're going to create a result, but then have hated the process of getting there, and then you're going to want to not continue with that process ever again. But it's not the process. It's all about how what you make that process be, right? And that means guiding it with how you want to feel along the way, and playing and not taking it so seriously, and not expecting yourself to have results right now today, and having compassion when you don't create the results that you want today and tomorrow and the next day, and still allowing yourself to get picked back up and to keep moving forward and to keep opening up and to keep enjoying the process. This is where it's all at. So, my beautiful friends, needless to say, all we need is love. Please come back to this inner guidance within you to guide your way. And if you're interested in doing an inner voice session with me, make sure you keep in touch. Follow me over on Instagram at Letitia Ringe. And I also wanted to mention that I've also just started my 9-month-long menstruality leadership training. So I'm super excited for that, because that really is all about inner wisdom and our body wisdom too. So I'm super excited to be able to deepen into, obviously, my own support for myself first and foremost, but then also the support I can give all of you when it comes to cyclical living. Super, super cool. So I'm actually innovating this inner voice work that I've been doing. I'm going to be offering classic sessions where this is the classic session, the way I've been taught it through Jess. And so we will simply go use your inner voice, and we'll cover all different areas of your life to receive answers to. And we also do something where we can release emotions that come up. We've all got lots of stored emotions in our body, and sometimes during these inner voice sessions, and more often than not, you'll have what Jess calls an emotional beanbag, or what Eckhart Tolle calls the pain body. You'll have an emotion that comes up to be released. Now, because we're in this deep state of awareness together, I can help you. I can facilitate that space to help you release that emotion. And what that does is just simply free up your energy to flow more freely. And this is really the big problem. It's really not even about the mind. It's about the emotional responses that are then created through the thoughts that we think, that we then avoid, because the mind doesn't want to feel anything that feels that it thinks is painful to feel. And so what we do is avoid them, and those emotions get stuck in our body. We take them on, and we keep operating and being triggered from this pain body. It's really fascinating. If you haven't read A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, it's one of my favorite books. I absolutely love it, and I recommend. Oprah did I can't remember if it's 8, 9, or 10 part series that dives into interviewing Eckhart on each chapter of that book, A New Earth, and it's amazing. I love it, just going back to that time and time again. So this is what I'll be offering for all of you, which is super cool. And then I'm also going to be offering another session, which is something I'm creating. I'm innovating off what I've been learning and creating something new for all of my clients, using all of the information and knowledge I've acquired to date and the experience I've had in my business coaching and through my own inner voice work. And what I'm going to be doing is offering an inner voice session that is specifically focused on business. So you will be able to get a full strategy from your inner voice on the next steps in your business, which is going to be super, super cool. And then on top of all of that, I'm also going to be offering an extended version of this. So there'll be one-off sessions that will be available. And then you'll also have the option of an ongoing support. So, you get the more intense session to begin with, which is this beautiful sacred experience that really is like a psychedelic experience. You just feel so amazing. And then as the mind starts to come back in and throwing you off course, or as you notice that there's something else that is being revealed for you along your path, because the inner voice only ever tells you what you need to know right now, you will be able to come back and have another session with me, release another emotion session if you need to, get coaching for your mind if you need to, or simply have that space held for you to be in your inner voice. Because I must say, after I have done all of these, I've been in my inner voice being held by a practitioner, all I want to do is go back into that space because it feels so incredible and I receive the most amazing insights. And honestly, it taps me into my inner wise woman like more than anything else. It's phenomenal. But then, of course, life goes on and the mind gets really active again, and then the mind comes in and it creates all this doubt and this confusion. And so I can see a beautiful way to have ongoing support for all of you in your businesses and also in your life, because I'd like to offer both of them. But then equally through that experience, you will also have the lived experience of connecting deeply with your inner voice, learning how to release emotions, which means that you can just do one session and then consult your own inner wisdom yourself thereafter. It's super, 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 super cool. Okay, my beautiful friends. So I wish you all a very beautiful day. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode. I'm sorry that I wasn't here last week, but as you know, I was resting and relaxing, and I'm feeling so much better today as I record this episode. I'm very pleased to say. I don't think the resting and relaxing period has ended yet though, but I am feeling so much more energetic, and I really hope that this episode has given each of you a dose of whatever you needed to hear today. Come hang out with me over on Instagram at Letitia Ringe, and I will see you all in our next episode. Bye, everyone. Hey, if you're ready to create your very own purpose-driven business too, I invite you to check out my online program, Create Your Beautiful Biz. You'll learn how to create a business that allows you to make your difference and thrive using my signature feminine essence framework. Just head over to www.letitiaringe.com/CYBB. Let's make creating a business beautiful. I'll see you there.